Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Friday, March 13th, 2015. Numbers from yesterday on these of interest reports, pretty much in line. Nothing really exciting there. Let's take a peek at the Treasury budget. Showed a $17.5 billion shortfall for January, so that's pretty much in line with other years. Probably a little bit less. So is there a trend downward? There might be. But here's the sentence. The sentence that I wanted to look at. Anyway, let's see. There was something in here about Medicare. Is up year on year 9.9% this year, and that's because of Obamacare. But, pretty much as expected. So the deficit and the debt, this is a deficit for the year because the deficit is an annual thing and the debt is cumulative. So you could have no deficit and still have increased debt because of interest on your debt if you're not making any payments to it. Okay, so that's that. Today we have the Producer Price Index and Consumer Sentiment at 10 o'clock. And I was looking at consumer sentiment and to see what they were kind of expecting, and they're expecting a 94.5 to a 98. And you can see here that the trend seems to be rising. From a numbers perspective, especially this coming from a university or from the government, I don't really trust them a whole heck of a lot. As a matter of fact, pretty much overall, that's the way I am, and I would imagine probably, if you really think about it, everybody's pretty much this way, and that's that what you believe is what you actually experience and see for yourself. So, for instance, in my case, these numbers are all fine and dandy. I certainly don't hang my hat on them and trade by them. I don't say, all right, I'm going all in, or I'm pulling some back, or anything like that. Usually it's what I see, which is in the charts and trends and things like that. And from my own personal perspective, if somebody was to ask me as a consumer how I thought things were going, I would say, well, they're going okay. They're nothing really special. Of course, I'm on fixed income now that I'm retired. There's not much variability in my income at all. So I'm pretty much fixed with what I have to spend, so I know what I have to spend. And I'm still saving a little bit. And I'm still preparing in case something happens. So, still working towards that. And, as far as the economy goes, yeah, okay. Because I'm on a fixed income. And really from a healthcare perspective, because I used to work for AT&T, and they kind of changed their plan around for at least me because I'm Medicare eligible. I'm actually on Medicare now, so it's actually ended up being a little bit better than what it was before I went on Medicare. But, everybody else is paying for that. I'm not paying for it anymore, but the poor working Joes out there today, they're paying for it, and what do they think about all this as the bill gets bigger and bigger? I don't think they really care about it, to tell you the truth. I really don't. So most people, I think the younger ones, I don't know what they call that generation, but the ones that are into their devices are the ones that are going to be paying for my future comfort. So anyway, let's take a look at what's going on across the oceans. Asia is mostly bullish, I would say. It's kind of mixed, actually, and Europe is cautiously bullish. And that's the way I hope it ends up here, to tell you the truth. There's some interesting articles here, but I was reading about Al Sharpton's mysterious fires that he has with his financial records. I guess it's the second fire, and maybe Hillary can go to school on that. Maybe she needs a fire with her email server. But anyway, enough political commentary, I guess, for today. It is Friday, though. All right, so here we're looking at a no change, I would say, opening. I don't know what it's waiting for. I'm hoping that it pulls back a little bit because I'm in a little bit of a trouble with this Russell trade. But I got its normal March expiration. It's all the way into next week. I don't think I'm going to panic on it right now because you never know what the weekend can bring. So I don't mind holding. Bearish positions, bearish positions over a weekend. That's better than holding short-term bullish positions over the weekend. So usually bad things happen on weekends and then they're reflected on Monday. Well, not usually, but they can be a big hit. So gold, let's look at VIX. VIX is at 15.42. We were looking at it before. I don't know, it was 14 something, almost 15. So it has probably pulled back a little bit. I haven't looked at a chart lately. Yeah, it pulled back. It was up to 17, and yesterday being a big bullish day, of course it moved down. Gold is at 11.56. Oil's at 46.59. I noticed gas dropped 10 cents a gallon yesterday. The dollar's at 99.8. The euro's at $1.06. Do you think the euro can get below $1? That would be stunning in my book. That might be a little bit of a wake-up call for the Eurozone. All right, didn't do any trades yesterday. We had NDX Tesla up there. We pulled out V and Boeing. So Visa and Boeing are gone off of our list now. So we should be able to get through this thing a little bit quicker. But not today because of the added editorial comment. So I had NDX and Tesla both looking for bear calls. And of course, there's no way that you're going to get into a bear call yesterday. Just was not going to be anyway. I think everybody here was up. So let's take a look. Starting off with Apple. Right, so we have a target set here. Let's move this over. And we may be heading towards it. I'm not sure exactly whether we might get a trend reversal here or not. I don't know. But for right now, we have a target set there. Amazon. Same thing. Target set, waiting for it to come up. Baidu. Ooh, Baidu just didn't want to play along yesterday. Wow, I guess I was wrong. Baidu must have been red yesterday. I don't have them in here. I think we're trying to figure out what was going on here. I want to wait for another cycle, possibly, if this was an uptrend, but now this doesn't look good. And Baidu's had some negative publicity lately, so yeah. And so is Alibaba, but we don't follow them anymore either. So we're still trying to figure out Baidu. Chipotle, we said that they were in a downtrend. We're just going to have to keep an eye on this. I'm a little concerned about this bend here, but because of the rules, I will put them down as a setup candidate. And what's particularly nice about Chipotle is we're in sync here. I like to see that. That's the reason why we have this one chopped up into 5 and this one chopped up into 5 And so if we went this way, this is 1, this is 1/5, this is 1, this is 1/5. That's why we have it chopped up that way. So that could be a double goodie there. Costco is in an uptrend, but it's too early here. The uptrend is basically because of earnings in this gap here. Came down and actually very quickly filled the gap in a week, and now it looks like it might be moving back up. So there's a little bit of confusion in that chart there. The Dow still is looking at like a very solid downtrend. Who knows? You know, the trend line may be the resistance. Does that sound like a Star Trek? Oh, never mind. Gold. Gold is definitely in a downtrend. Oh, I don't even want to look at it. Wow. Google. We were looking to go long on this with a bull put a while back. We have a little bit of a hook here on the trend, but on the weekly, it's definitely looking good. I want to look at this. I want to put an alert here. If it moves up today, I might be interested in going long on this. Even though the trend is moving down, if we look at the weekly, it's looking pretty good. All right. So noted. LinkedIn. A lot of consolidation going on there with LinkedIn. Never could figure out, sort of like Priceline. What does LinkedIn do? I mean, must be advertising. I don't even know. I used to be kind of hot on LinkedIn, and then I got, what is it really? I don't know. Okay, NDX definitely in a very big downtrend. Intraday. If there's a pullback on NDX today, I would be interested. So I'm going to put an alert down here with next week's expiration. Like I said, I can go bearish over a weekend. Not real excited about going bullish. So I'm throwing an alert in here. We don't have anything. The only thing that we have here is on the intraday. We don't have an entry over here on the daily, but this could be interesting. Maybe I have it down too low. I'm not really sure. Well, let's just see what happens. I'll put them on my list for an intraday setup, and that would be for next week's expiration. Netflix. All right, we're in Netflix right now. Anything going on this morning? They sold one. And you can't tell anything here. One share, are you kidding me, in pre-market? We have an alert set here, so we'll just kind of keep an eye on that today. Priceline also didn't participate yesterday. Tried to later in the afternoon, but we actually ended up with what looks like a doji. I don't know, maybe those wicks are a little bit too long, which indicates a trend change. I'm going to put an alert on that. I want to know, I want to be told that it's moving against me. Russell is in the money right now, but like I mentioned, I'm just going to keep an eye on this and not panic too much right now. SPX, I think we're pretty safe for this week. Next week, maybe a little shaky, but not to worry right now. You can see stochastic here on the intraday is pretty high. Look for a pullback today, and if price doesn't do much today, it'll probably pull back. We'll get a successful trade. And last but not least is Tesla, and we are looking to go short on that yesterday, so we might still be looking to go short on that. They opened up just a tad. They opened here. They opened right where they closed, actually, and then pulled back the rest of the day, so missed out on that, actually. But we are still in setup mode here on Tesla to go short with a bear call. All right, so it's Friday the 13th. Just be careful out there. Actually, be careful out there every day. And have a great weekend. Thank you very much for watching, and happy trading.